not be standing here today if this was not an absolute emergency. Humboldt County's nearly 1,000 independent farmers, most of us families who successfully transitioned into the California legalized system, are in jeopardy of failing. And the cannabis operators aren't the only ones struggling. The entirety of our county's economy is suffering.
We are hanging on by a thread. Suspending Measure S alone is not the solution to all of our challenges that we face. However, it could be the difference that saves small legacy Humboldt farmers.
So if we were able to get Measure S suspended, the entire county would actually benefit quite a lot.
Cannabis farms failing would severely affect our community, would severely damage our community. Our community relies on revenue from cannabis farms and from the cannabis industry.
The businesses are starting to fail way beyond just cannabis. That's mostly why I'm here. I'm also here because I have a farm and because I really do want to be able to earn a living and make some money and help support this community, keep the money local.
Money back in our pockets means it's money we can spend within the county.
We are here today asking our local elected Board of Supervisors to vote to suspend Measure S tax. No other businesses in our county pay an entitlement tax. That means we pay Measure S tax for the right to grow, regardless if we have a successful harvest or if we sell anything, regardless if our crops are destroyed by fire, smoke damage, mold, pests, or theft.
We are asking the Board of Supervisors to forgive, waive, suspend, and then amend a new tax measure.
We are standing here today not asking for a handout, but a reprieve from Humboldt County's flat rate cultivation tax, a tax that does not adjust with market conditions. No other industry is subject to an entitlement tax like cannabis, meaning no other business that is permitted to operate in Humboldt County has to pay a tax directly to the county for the opportunity to participate in the economy.
I wanted to stand here not as a farmer, I want to stand here but as a concerned businesswoman and community member. All of us who make up this community will be impacted if we lose our existing legal cannabis industry in Humboldt County. How many abandoned farms are already out in our hills? What kind of environmental and economic hit would our county take if these farmers walk away today?
We're here in Humboldt. There's not much else going on besides natural resource industries. And so if we don't take care of, you can't just extract. You have to care for those resources. You have to steward them. You have to harvest them in a way that's sustainable. And that includes any type of agriculture. That includes, managing the land in a way that generations can continue that industry.
So why then, instead of bleeding farmers financially dry, are we not ensuring that they can flourish through the regulatory process and form lasting conservation and remediation partnerships around the common value of stewardship? Why are we threatening that opportunity and the conservation goals of the state with overtaxation?
What happens if the supervisors do not suspend Measure S? It is likely that we will see upwards of 50% of our local cannabis businesses fail. There are nearly 1,000 independent, locally owned cannabis businesses which employ upwards of 5,000 plus people. If our local businesses go under, what happens to all the people who work on our farms? We've seen what happened when our timber and fishing industries went under. Many people turned to cannabis to support their families. Can Humboldt afford to lose yet another industry?
Cannabis tourism is on the rise and here to stay. Let's make sure that we have legacy farmers that survive the regulatory process to have a thriving cannabis tourism industry here in Humboldt County.
The time has come, and it is necessary to take a look at the Measure S tax and the structure and reassess its sustainability and its accountability.
My girlfriend works in the mental health industry or sector of Humboldt, and they were promised a bunch of Measure S money that they never saw. So it's like, where did the money even go to?
Supervisors, you have the power given to you by us, the voters, to suspend Measure S. We need you to act now to ensure that legal cannabis farms are able to operate and provide jobs in the future.
Please join us today in supporting the suspension of Measure S. And please join us in saving the family farms.
We need your help. Please tell our Board of Supervisors to suspend and repeal the Measure S tax immediately, and let's get to work on creating a more effective and accountable method for our cannabis operators to continue contributing to county services while at the same time receiving much needed relief, and let's implement a more sustainable tax model.
People should take a look at suspendmeasureS.com. There's information on the campaign. People can sign the petition that we're sending to the Board of Supervisors.
Write the supervisors, tell them how much you believe that it is important to support the small farmers.
So whoever your supervisor is, get involved. Call them, email them, try to see them in person. It's not just the small farms that are at risk here. It's the entire Humboldt County.